adorned the windows, and hand-carved chocolate bar tables with licorice-legged chairs sprinkled the floor. The furniture had all been made from trees grown on our property. Scents of warm vanilla and spun sugar had long ago permeated everything in sight. It would have been the perfect venue for Caroline's feature on Mom, but this was the busiest week for Reindeer Games, and Caroline had likely sold more seats than the fire code would permit inside our little cafe. "I still can't believe I'm going to be on television," Mom said, setting a hand against her throat, mystified. "It's not television," Caroline said, returning to her lollipop-shaped stool at the counter. "It's a web show on my YouTube channel." I grinned as Mom frowned, trying to make sense of the answer. Caroline had opened her shop a couple of years back with a little help from our friend Cookie, and Caroline's cupcakes had become an instant hit. They rarely made it to closing time without selling out, even at $5 a pop. Earlier this year, she'd started a weekly live stream called Mary in Mistletoe as a favor to her father, the mayor. He'd hoped to generate positive press for our little holiday hamlet following a string of annual Christmas murders. 3 in as many years, to be exact. The most recent murder had earned us some negative national attention, and a lot of locals had feared tourism would suffer this season as a result. So Caroline had been doing her part to showcase the merrier aspects of Mistletoe by featuring locals and their lives. This month had been all about the shops, trades, and destinations. Mom was the featured baker, ready to talk about a day in the life at Reindeer Games, and more specifically, the Hearth Cafe. Like most things Caroline touched, Mary in Mistletoe had grown into yet another wonderful success. "I don't understand," Mom said, wide brow furrowed. "It's a show on your channel." "Right, and folks can watch live or replay it later. We'll also have a studio audience for the recording." "But your channel isn't on television," Mom said. "Correct." I went back to hot gluing twisty metal spirals into the tops of pine cones with flat bases. I didn't have the vocabulary or wherewithal to help Mom make sense of live streams or online channels. Honestly, I had no idea how it all worked. I was just glad it did. Mom looked to me for help, then caught sight of my craft. "What are you working on, hon?" I lifted a finished product for her inspection. "Do you like it?" "Adorable," Mom cooed, ever supportive. "What is it?" Caroline asked. "I thought we could set these on the reception tables. If we slip a place card into the spiral, the pine cone becomes a seating marker." The results would double as a cute nod to our location. Not to mention, Evan and I were on a budget, and there were few things more abundant on a tree farm than pine cones. Caroline took the finished product from my hand. "I love it! We can spray them with faux snow and a little silver glitter. They'll sparkle under the twinkle lights and mirror ball." Mom gave a dramatic sigh. "My little girl's getting married." Her little girl was 29, but I was, in fact, getting married. A smile spread over my face. I'd met my fiancé, Sheriff Evan Gray, 3 years ago, after finding a dead body on the farm. Evan had thought my dad was a reasonable suspect, and I had worked hard to help the new sheriff see my father for what he really was, a 6-foot teddy bear in a lumberjack's clothing. Time was a funny thing because our first meeting felt both as if it had happened yesterday and as if it had occurred a millennium ago. And though we'd been planning for a year, it was hard to believe the big day was only a week away. We'd be married on Christmas Eve in the big barn on our property. Mom and her ladies had decorated the cavernous space for the annual Christmas tree ball last weekend, and it was still decked out in twinkle lights and set up for a party. What better, prettier, more perfect place for our ceremony and reception? Pulling together a wedding at this time of year.